Welcome to George and Jane YouTube video channel of adventures and hobbies. Please subscribe and like, comments welcome. Don't forget to browse the playlists.
Hi YouTubers, it's George. I'm in the garage, and recently, well not that recent actually, it's a few weeks ago, I was given a whole pile of magazines, Practical Wireless, Radcom and things like that, and I've been gradually working my way through them. I've actually given a few of them away to some other radio hams as well, but I was going through them and I come across this one, Practical Wireless. What date is this? February 2024, and one of the articles is a remote antenna switch project, so you can build this sort of thing. It's not a kit form or anything like that, and it's a very interesting article actually, and I thought I'd have a go at making it. And it's not too complicated, it's just some of the parts that are obsolete. Uses reed relays or reed switches where it has a separate coil for the relay. You can't buy the coils anymore. In fact, it's quite difficult to get some of the reeds as well. So I was going through the design and looking at that, and you know, this is what a reed looks like. It's like a glass tube with two connections, and you have to make your own coils, and the reed goes in the middle, things like that. A circuit diagram, it shows you quite detailed construction of it, and one thing or another, and gives a wire size, and it's by, wait a minute, I can't take credit for this, it's by Edward Jones G3ZLX, and I say it's for a remote aerial switch, so switch between a bank of aerials or things like that. And I'm going to have a go at making it, and I've got an old aluminium box here I bought from, it's quite corroded but I think it will do the job, and I picked that up for, well, for nothing basically, from a car boot with some other stuff. So I've got that, and it talks about the wire you need, and to wind the coils, and it's 0.3 I think diameter, but this is 0.5, and as I've already got it, I don't know whether there's enough wire on here to do it, to make the coils, and just scratching around, and I've got coaxial sockets. I've got quite a few of those. I've got some plugs and things, and it's not too bad to build. It shows you the layout, a bit of copper board, and then a small circuit board which switches the coils, which you can run like a 4 or 5 cord cable to. It shows test results. The only thing I'm finding, I haven't got any of these reeds, and it quotes a Farnell part number, but they're expensive. I can't afford, you know, to buy a lot of stuff these days on my pension, so I'll try and make do. And I've spotted some reeds, not exactly the same. They're 550 reeds, they're 5 amp at 250 volt, something like that. But the problem is with the advert from AliExpress, it doesn't actually give the dimensions, so I'm assuming 5 by 50 is the physical size of it, the glass envelope, I'm guessing. Based on guesswork, I've started to make these formers, these things. Now what I'm using is this plastic, this stuff, right, and basically it's sheet plastic I use for making my test equipment, and I've got big sheets of it, or still got some left, and I've got offcuts here So I've cut out the ends like that, but then I needed some sort of plastic tube to make them like this, to put the winding on, you know, make them like this. The only thing I've got, I think the guy used straws, you know, drinking straws. I haven't got any of them. I've got some old pens like these, cheap pens. So from a pen I can make two of these formers. They're not exactly perfect, you know. There's one, there's another, and just made from these offcuts or bits of plastic. So that's where I am with the project. Now, one thing I don't like about this design is it's a simple thing. The coils need power, you know, the relays needs power to switch in whichever aerial you've got. So if there's no power, all your aerials are open circuit, apart from bleed resistors against static build up on your aerial to ground. So if, for example, the power cable, not the coax, the power cable feed to this box remotely mounted is cut or damaged in any way, and you transmit, you're transmitting to an open circuit. So I've come up with an idea of, you have another reed switch and a dummy load of some sort built into this unit. So if the power's removed from this circuit, it switches in a 50 ohm dummy load. So you've always got something as well. And of course the 50 ohm load will help any static build up on it as well. Now I've got somewhere amongst my junk some microwave dummy loads which is up to, I think they're 150, 200 watt, and they're smaller than that. They're actually really titchy units, and I've got some somewhere. And so what I'm intending to do is have the normal 4 relays which are normally open when there's no power, have a normally closed one which when it's powered it opens up the circuits and things like that, and have that in here as well. So if the power's severed to this, the relay will close because there's no power on it, connecting the 50 ohm dummy load. So that's what I'm thinking. And the other thing is, it's not just for switching the aerials. What I'm thinking of doing, I can't fit this in this case, but because I have aerials, say for example I've got end-fed aerial specifically for the 7 meg band, and I have another aerial for the 14 meg band, dedicated aerials for the individual bands I'm interested in. I can use this to switch in the aerials and the bandpass filters. So that's what I'm working on. So that's where I'm so far, is working on these, and I'm hoping the relay bit here, this glass tube, will come in, you know, a week's time, and then I can work out all the rest of it. I've got copper clad board, I've got a wire, I don't know whether I've got enough, and yeah, I think it's a really good. You know, these relays could be replaced with other relays, I assume. But for RF work, you want something with good isolation, and you know, ordinary car relays and things I don't think will be up to the job. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and yeah, it's in the Practical Wireless, February 2024. The article is done by Edward Jones, G3ZLX. I've also tried to send him an email to say, you know, that I'm making it, and hope you don't mind me showing his article. And it's a really good one, actually. It's very detailed. It shows test results and all sorts of things. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.